Alright, today I'm going to show you how to get started in the game Kingdom of Drakkar. First, you open up the login. If you haven't already created an account, please already do so. If you already have, just log in. Here we have the Drakkar lobby. This is generally where you will communicate with other players and so forth. To create a character, simply click on any empty character screen or one that's previously occupied by a character and hit create. Male or female, there is no difference between the two. Here we have the different races of the characters you can pick. There are a minor variation between all of them. Generally, most people pick City Dweller. Pick the name of any character that you want. Let's go with Purple Trees, because why not? Here we have the stats. The most important ones to start off with are Luck and Charisma. Those are the hardest to start off with, and the hardest to increase later on in the game. So you want to get those two to 18 or as close to 18 as possible. Here we have a luck at 17. I'm going to go with that. Don't worry about your other stats. Later on in the game, they can be improved via potions or quests. So we accept. To enter the game, simply click on the character that we just created and hit play. Here we have the first steps of the game. Let's talk about the interface real quick. Here we have the sack, the locker, the belt, the pouch, your gear, and your counter, and your actual game window itself. Let me move this. I like to have mine in the middle of the screen here. Alright, so to move around, you simply just left click where your mouse is pointing and your character will go there. It's easy, right? So for the interface, we have the pouch and the belt. Generally, your weapons will all go to the belt. The pouch is for little miscellaneous items. Your gear obviously will go up here on your character. Anything you put on a counter, come here on a counter. Anything in your locker will show up here in your locker. And we have the little drop down menu here in the upper left hand corner for additional commands. Here we can show our stats, like I did mention before. Don't worry about the rest of them except for luck and charisma. The rest of them can be improved via potions later. We can show our skills. We haven't dedicated to a class yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Uh, to open a door, we can use a door command to open, or we can simply just walk right through the door. Here we have a set of stairs, just like the door previous. This is the door command to go straight up. Let's find some trainers real quick. Alright, here are some trainers. I think there are a total of 8 different classes that we can pick from in the game, but here are 5. 3 are out in the world that you have to go physically and find. You can only dedicate once, so be sure and pick right off the bat. You have martial artist, healer, thief, mentalist, fighter, fighter mentalist, paladin, and barbarian. To dedicate to either of them, or any of them at all, simply stand on their person, click them themselves, and at the bottom here we have dedicate. Once you dedicate, you now are of that brotherhood. I just dedicated to a thief, so now I am a thief. So let's go into the town. So let's get out of this building here and go into town. Alright, so now we're in town. So we need some gear because we are fresh level 1. So we need to go to a store here, buy some armor, which is right over here with the weapon shop. See, the NPCs are in the blue. Those generally have commands that go along with them, either a quest or some little other special command. It looks like we already have some cheap armor, so let's get rid of this one and upgrade to a slightly better one and go to a dungeon. So up here in the northwest of town is Nork 1. So we want to go down into the dungeon. So here we have a monster. In order to fight a monster, you simply have a weapon in your left or right hand, and you left click on him just like you were moving. And you left click until he is dead or you are dead. Alright, he killed me. So in order to get back to life, you simply type restore, and in the command box, the far right one, which tells the game to do a command, restore, you hit enter, the game will now restore you to 1 health, or 3, at the beginning of town. Anything in your right or left hand when you die are dropped onto the ground, and you have to go back to where you died and pick them up, which sometimes can be difficult if you're in a layer. So here we have a tanner. Some pieces of gear you have to tan. So you'd go kill it, take it here. You'd tell this kind sir here, Voyota, to tan. So you tell him Voy tan, and then whatever you dropped on his person, he'll tan for you, and you can wear for armor. Here in the center of town, we have SF. This is a little local tavern. You want to keep your twig, I guess it's transportation. One quick way of transportation here in Nork is called twigs, which is this scroll. Brand new character. I don't have enough gold to purchase. So let's go to a dungeon real quick. Pick up some gems. Well, let's not die to that guy. Thought I saw some gems over here. Yeah. So we want to look on the ground, get this gem, come out of town. Go back to SF here. And buy this sucker scroll. So we buy this sucker scroll, and now it's giving us the ability sucker. Sucker makes a twig. So you make a twig, and that is your primary way of transportation. So you set twig here, set it in your pouch, and anywhere you go, way over here, if you want to get back to where you just set it, take the twig, throw it on the ground, and it'll take you exactly back to where you were. And that is the primary way of transportation, unless you're a mentalist and you teleport. Up here in the upper left hand corner is the encumbrance balance. If you are carrying too much gold or have too much heavy gear on you, you will get encumbered, and you will only walk 1 square at a time, very slowly. And here we have the portal room. This is generally where other players will hang out. As you can see here, we have 2 other players just hanging out. Each one of these portals goes to a different place. There are many other different areas into